Every time you hear that song, it is official. The good Rev is back in the Bew. How you doing, Rev?
Phenomenally brilliant. I hope everybody's good out there. You guys, I hope you are. What word can I use? Kicking.
No, you have to say, I hope you're alive.
Alive sounds too desperate. So let's be a bit more positive.
Okay, kicking.
Yeah, I hope you're kicking it. No, but we're good. And a big fat shout out to the minibus drivers. Do they still get busy? I always like asking that question. Can I eat my pavement man there? So why am I
it's busy in this. It's busy in the city, Rev. I'm not even sure how they do it, but I think they still do it.
I still do.
There are a couple of them still do it.
Yeah, because some roads are tricky if we get busy. Like
that's Lumumba, the thing, because
greatest road.
Everyone is driving now, Rev.
You know what I mean? Yes, that's true. And the younger guys are doing their thing.
Yeah.
So if you're a younger guy, fat shout to you guys, because I know it's a hard life out there. But it's just that this would sound so wrong, but I was gonna say it's a hard life here for a younger driver.
It's a hard knock life for them.
Hard knock life for them.
Yeah.
But either way, I don't want to waste time. I have some people in the studio, and this afternoon, or is it evening, I am having in the studio a gentleman who's going to be walking us through, from KSM Management Consultant. He's going to be walking us through literally what's happening. KSM is a good friend of Prosperity Insights, as well as Destiny Peak Pro, and so we do have work together, and they are running. Today we have Mwenda Dimba in the studio, and he's going to be walking us through what's happening. So let's talk about the event coming up, Mwenda. And by the way, Mwenda, before we go into, I will not count the time, but I saw that you're president of what?
The Graduate School of Business. I'm the former president for the Graduate School of Business.
So I didn't see the former there. Was it there? On your WhatsApp status?
No. I have to update.
Yeah, I updated.
We just believe that once president.
He's president. So you just say president of. Okay, sorry. Let's get to business.
Sure.
So let's talk about the training. Tell me what's going on. Maybe let's begin with the training department. You're part of the training department, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
So give us a bit of an insight on what's going on over there.
All right, thank you so much for this opportunity, Rev. Coming from KSM Management Consultant, the largest HR firm in the country.
That's right.
And coming from the training department, we are responsible for all the trainings such as team building, such as disciplinary cases handling, and other various training which falls under the fraternity of HR, leadership as well as management, and just a corporate entity at large.
Neat. And so let's talk about this coming up event. You're calling it the KSM Interview Coaching Skills Masterclass.
Yes, of course.
It's a masterclass. It's 4 hours long. What's going on there?
Yeah, it's quite interesting and a comprehensive coaching. Yes, because we're looking at the need of this coaching out there.
Yes. Yeah, people freak out. Tell us more about that. What techniques and things will be happening?
Quite a lot, because it's tailored to prepare candidates, potential candidates, for a job search. Because many of the times we have it being the largest HR firm in the country, because it has a lot of experience and a lot of experience whereby candidates, they don't really get the job, not because they are not able to perform, but because of how they tailor their CVs, curriculum, their resume, as well as how they handle the interviews. So we have seen this gap as a firm, and we are willing to coach potential candidates so that they may be able and stay relevant even in the job interview.
I see. So let's maybe, I don't know if you're able to go into the specific techniques, the type of techniques you'll be showing or showcasing.
Okay, when you look at the interview coaching skills, it's tailored into two. The first side is about how you brand yourself on a CV. Then the other last fight, I call it last fight because always the last fight is in the interview. How are you positioning yourself there? So we are doing it in twofold. The first part, we're going to talk about recognizing your core competencies as you are designing your CV. And also the second thing is we're going to enhance on your personal branding. How do you package yourself? Because CV designing is about your personal branding.
Of course.
It's how you market yourself out there. It is an attraction. It's how you preposition yourself out there. So we're going to talk about how you broaden your job search as well, because how you tailor the content of your CV.
That's right.
Yes. And also, apart from that, we're going to also to help how to prepare a catchy cover letters.
Nice. Nice. That sounds very good.
Yes, because
So
I
you
mentioned
have templates which go on.
because I mentioned to say you're marketing yourself there.
That's right. That's right.
And there's high competition.
It's true.
And speaking from the perspective of marketing, always we're going to go for a product which has positioned itself in terms of how it looks
There's
and
a
the content.
There's a reason why they say do not judge a book by its cover.
By its cover. Yes,
Because you know why?
there is a reason.
We all judge.
Yeah. We are human beings. So this is the
Yes.
skill and the competence which is KSM is wants to impart in potential candidates,
Nice.
so that we may not give a potential employer a chance to reject you. Why should they reject you but you're able to perform?
That's
So
right.
we want to help there so that we may be able to tailor and craft their CVs in a way that is worthy, so that we don't give more room for doubts.
I hear you.
Yes.
So maybe in terms of the individuals being helped to improve their interview performance and chances for success, how will that be done?
Chances of success. Okay, like I've been mentioning, it's starting from the way we craft our CVs, and we may be shocked that sometimes the way we tell our CVs
That's
is
right.
not the expectations. Okay, so we're going to coach candidates what they should put on in the CV and not what to put, because are you aware that sometimes you may have a lot of applications, and the one who is about to capture a CV will just take about 30 seconds to look at your CV.
Yeah, true. What the stuff you put on that first page is everything, isn't it?
Yes.
Nobody goes into the second, third, fourth. Well,
So sometimes
but,
we do.
But I mean, imagine you've got 2,000
Yeah,
applications.
2,000, yes. But what is it that your CV has such that it can be eye-catching and it can just catch the one who is revealing your CV?
That's right.
So that is the competence that we want to impart in our candidates.
Neat. I like that. That sounds extremely encouraging.
Sure.
And so maybe first we talk about when it's happening, time it's happening, charges for the same.
Okay, it's happening on the 18th of April.
That's that's still quite some time.
Yes, Malungushi International Conference.
Oh.
Charges are as follows. The online one, because we consider those who are unable to come in Lusaka, maybe we have clients want to learn outside Lusaka. We have an online one which is going at 500 kwacha only. Then for the physical one, it's 750 kwacha.
That's right. And the time is?
The time is from 9 hours to 13 hours.
Okay. So now, before we wrap up with that again, maybe you can just walk us through the other trainings that are going to be handled by KSM over this period.
Okay, there are quite a number of trainings, but allow me just to mention one or two. There are, aside, by the way, the interview skills masterclass, it will be happening every month.
Oh, so it's
So
not
that
just
we don't-
18th of April, it will also
It
be
will
May,
yes,
June.
June, just like
Oh,
that.
wow,
And
wow.
we have well-skilled and professional facilitators who know what they need in the CV, even in the interview.
So we'll be doing. So there'll be an actual practical session, as like literally. Segulani makompyuta karibu inayo
It will be a
listed.
real thing, so engaging, and will be at this time, the way it has been designed, it is not just to sugarcoat people. We are tired of that, but we are there to speak and to impart real knowledge,
Neat.
which is needed.
I like that. So anyway, so let's talk about the other lessons you said, which are also prepared.
Okay, for example, I just want to give one of the lessons which are the potential participants who want to attend the event. For example, if they ask you what are your salary expectations, a lot of people, they black out on this question.
Yeah.
So we have the mechanism through which you can help yourself. Other than that, we do also have a first employee to learn how to fit in and blend into the organization culture. When you are new, it is not easy for you to get used the way the organization run.
That's right.
So, but this coaching covers everything in that direction. So you'll be comfortable and also you build your confidence even in an interview. Sometimes, many time people will get intimidated just by the first question. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, true. Everybody freaks out.
Yes,
especially if they've not really prepared for that.
Exactly. So we're going to help how you respond, how you address that question, and how you can now align your responses with the expectations of the interviewers.
Now, guys, of those of you listening, you can tell that this is so serious. So once again, it's 500 kwacha. It's going to be on the 18th of April. But right now, you need to get in touch. I'm going to highlight the number, but you can mention it. Here I'm highlighting. Yes, the contact where they can reach out. Those who are interested, who are listening right now.
Okay, you can call me on 0972473222. I'll say it again, 0972473222. Or you can contact our landline at 002 111 295486.
Okay.
02 11 295486.
Awesome. So those number, that number, the first number is on the screen here. Those who are watching by way of live stream, they can actually see it. It's already highlighted for them, so it makes it easy for them to follow. I'll leave it there throughout the remaining time. So what's your parting words before we go for the mention?
Okay, I'd like just to appreciate for the time and also encourage listeners out there to take part in this coaching.
That's right. So the prices again, 500
online
and 750
physical, and also
person.
we are flexible, by the way. Our flexible payment plan.
Oh,
We do have our payments which are flexible and can be made in installment of 2 months. After a down payment of 50% is
That's
paid,
right.
then the rest we are flexible. We do understand we come from different
organizations. And for some people, they need to do this for themselves, isn't it?
Yes.
Because it's interviews. So why would any organization want to pay people to learn how to be interviewed so that they can leave?
Yeah.
But
But
so this is definitely individuals.
Yes, I really encourage the listeners. It is more than the interview masterclass because they are going to learn a lot of things, even just outside the circles of the interview, as well as CV tailoring.
Nice. On that note, thank you so much. And we certainly are going to be taking a mention right now with my man Nana, and then Nono, and then thank you so much for coming through.
Most welcome.
Over to you, brother.
Thank you, Rev.
Music and talk radio on another level. Radio after 6.
Segulako kazapiti na zanako tumandalama sikuvuta na zanako cash out nipa easy na zanako bill payment ni easy na zanako bank paliponzi bank na zanako bank paliponzi bank paliponzi na zanako iwe.
This time check at 18:55 is brought to you courtesy of Zanaco. Zanaco joins the rest of the world in commemorating Financial Literacy Week with the Zanaco Treasure Chest account. Save small, grow big, safety and security are assured. Every coin counts for your financial treasure. Save with Zanaco, secure your future. The Stamp Check was brought to you courtesy of Zanaco.
Segulako kazapiti na zanako tumandalama sikuvuta na zanako cash out nipa easy na zanako bill payment ni easy na zanako bank paliponzi bank na zanako bank paliponzi bank paliponzi na zanako iwe.
OneXBet, the path to success is a high-stakes game. If you accept its rules and take a step, the winnings may exceed your expectation. Play with OneXBet. Register with promo code Davido260 and get a chance to receive up to 300% bonus on your first deposit. Use the modern OneXBet mobile app to stay connected with thousands of sporting events every day. OneXBet is regulated by the Gaming Board of Zambia. Not for person under the age of 18. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, Zambia. This is your chance to double your account balance with a double promotion. To stand a chance, all you have to do is deposit the minimum amount required for your account or more. Maintain it for at least 90 days and you could be the lucky winner to see your money double. to see your money double. For more info, visit fnbzambia.com or check our Facebook page. Terms and conditions apply. FNB is a licensed commercial bank. FNB, how can we help you?
How can we help you?
Don't know what investments to make this year? Acquire plots on promotion at Nkwashi to join in on the biggest party of the year, the Nkwashi Freedom Fiesta. Celebrating 60 years of independence in Zambia. We know economy yavuta, and that's why a flexible payment plan extending to 4 years enables you to acquire land without breaking the bank. Follow us on Facebook to learn more. Promo runs to the 24th of October. Terms and conditions apply.
Ready to start a new day. David and Mary.
Yes, Mommy.
Get in the car, quickly. That's my daily routine. I drop the kids at school, then I drive to the office, and in the afternoon, I have to take them to their respective activities. Another hour to drive. Fortunately, I have the right insurance dedicated to women that protects my loved ones and myself during our car trips.
We at Swan Zambia understand your needs and put together a hassle-free car insurance that won't let you down. The Protect Car Insurance for Her provides a seamless experience to keep you safe while you commute. We offer a 35% discount on the Protect Car Insurance subscription or renewal, as well as free towing. Please call us on 0957 673070 or visit our website swanforlife.co.zm for more details on our offers and the partners, as well as reward programs.
For you, for them, for life. Swan for life.
Oh, na na. Oh, na na. Oh, my name is better. Easy like 1, 2, 3. You can make it easily. Zambia's #1. Follow Papa Chechi #1. 4 great flavors. Packed with vitamins. Na fed my easy noodles nanga iwe. Nikonda easy. Nimadia easy. Ala nikonda easy ndaba easy. Ala nimadia easy.
Easy noodles. Nizi.
Available in 5 great flavors: beef, chicken, spicy chicken, vegetable, and now chicken onion.
Anytime I wanna fly loco, anytime I wanna fly international, I choose the new wing of Africa, Zambia Airways.
Hello Fuwe, hello Kasama. From the 1st of April 2024, Zambia Airways spreads its wings to the east in Fuwe, flying 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and spreads its wings north to Kasama every Monday. For reservations, email reservations@zambiaairways.co.zm.
Zambia Airways.
The news headlines every second hour
are sponsored by Swan Insurance Zambia.
For you, for them, for life. Swan for life.
The news headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema has assured workers at Mopani Copper Mine of job security. Vice President Mutalena Lumango has called for recognition of Zambia's freedom fighters for the significant role they played in the liberation struggle of the country. The Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa says it has managed to break down barriers to trade, facilitating cross-border investment and fostering greater economic cooperation among its member states. And one of Nigeria's most popular actresses has been arrested for allegedly trying to bribe a police officer in Kano State. And in sports news, Zambian boxers Andrew Chilata and Gerald Kabinda secured impressive victories in their semi-final bouts last night, qualifying for the finals of the men's 60 kilogram and men's 67 kilogram categories, respectively, at the African Games. Ends the headlines.
Zambia's award-winning and most trusted news and entertainment provider. Consistently delivering unrivaled world-class radio 24/7, 365. We are Hot FM. Music and talk radio on another level. Radio after 6.
Yes, boy. Ulina regi yako hapo? Yes, I do. Can I register my SIM card with it? Naibara yanga kunyumba. Nisakutie sawa. Boy, iyo ni mulandu. You can't register a SIM card that is not yours using another person's ID.
Don't be caught on the wrong side of the law. Do not register a SIM card that is not yours using your ID, because this is a crime. Dial *101# and get to know all the numbers registered under your identification card. You are responsible for any number registered under your ID. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Groove at Jazz Club, by popular demand, presents Lishombe, Cultural Anthem Fever, performing live Moses Sakala, Angela Nerenda, and the Makewana Music Ensemble. Supported by Sospos, DJ VGZ. Come and experience the snippet of the 20-year celebration of Angela Nerenda's career. Date, Saturday, 23rd March, 2024. Time, 19 hours, too late. Venue, The Groove at Jazz Club, next to Bob Square. Entry, good behavior only.
We need you to read all of this in the next 30 seconds. Is that okay?
Yeah? All of it? Do they really offer all of this?
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's give it a go.
All the goals, flashes, and moments. All of Rashford, Salah, and Saka. All 380 games, all in HD. Available in all the languages you want, on all the devices you enjoy. Choose the bouquet you want from all the options available. The Premier League, all on DSTV. Is that all?
The Mika Convention Center presents Zambia Night and the official opening of the Pool Lounge on 29th March 2024, starting at 19 hours till late. Live music by Amayenge Culture Band and Poshano Kaiche. Dry and Zambian foods will be on sale. Entry is free.
Hot FM, you made us number one. For news and entertainment. Hot FM.
Rev Walter on Prosperity Insights. Now on Hot FM.
Alrighty, and so my favorite moment has come. My good friend and buddy is in the studio. Those of you watching by way of StreamYard live on either Facebook or YouTube, you can actually see him. He is in the studio. That's Coach Steady Divine. These days he's using Steady Hill. Tell me a bit about that Steady Hill. What's the story of Steady Hill, Coach? Steady Hill. First one's a Steady PD. Then one has Steady Divine. Then one has Steady Hill.
You know, funny enough, most people don't know how the Divine came to place.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to do a radio show and a TV show.
Oh.
So I didn't want people to know who I was on radio, and I didn't want people to know, like, I wanted people to know that these are two different people. You know, but so on radio I would use Divine, and then on TV I would use Steady. Most of the time, if you watch Smooth Talk, I would use Steady.
Yeah.
But I would never
so you don't add
Divine.
Anything. Okay.
So now people pick the voices. So whenever they'll call on the radio show, they'll say, "Is it Steady Divine?" So I'm actually trying to rebrand. I'm trying to remove the Divine off.
Why?
Because it stuck when I didn't want it to stick. So Hugh is practical because I'm Piri. So Piri is Hugh.
Yeah, Piri is Hugh. True.
So yeah, so I haven't changed. So I'm just using the Hugh because if you say save me as Mr. Piri in your phone, you will have 50 of them.
Yeah.
Actually 1,000.
yes, Piri is a very common clan
Yeah,
name,
so that's how the Divine, the Hugh. So now I'm using Hugh. So because it's rebranding, and that has also gone into. I think that's what my future really looks like. Because now I have a brand called Steady Hugh.
Neat.
Yes.
Neat, mate. So let's jump straight into this baby. You and I mean, this is a topic I don't even need to look at my questions. This is a topic that we're so passionate about. But let me minimize my talk. I just maybe I'll do a 1 minute rant.
Actually, do a rant.
Yeah, let me do a little rant. Just very small because I want you to talk more. But the other day I found myself being tagged as usual. I got tagged quite a bit. I didn't want to comment, so I just kept putting a casad emoji. But then I found now I was tagged on the prophet's page.
On the papa's page.
On the papa's page. Somebody just said, Revota, look. I said, wow. So I didn't want, again, I really don't want to start pooping all over the prophet's page. I think that's just wrong. I have a very big problem with that myself. I really will not go, even if I differ with a particular person, I just don't think it's kosher to go on their page, they're marketing something, and start going on and on and on. I think that's just wrong.
It's wrong. Even if you don't agree with someone.
Even if I don't agree, correct.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I still have those ethics. So all I did is just capture the picture, went to my page. So I didn't even do the share, because the problem with the share is you're still going to end up, they'll see it and then they'll see the activity. So I just didn't want to do that. So I went on my page with the picture and then I did my thing.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. I base, this particular prophet, well known. Let's try not to mention names, just so that we don't get slaughtered.
Yeah.
You know how it is. They even went on radio. This junior deputy Jesus. So let's avoid that. So this particular prophet, what did he do? He went on. He's doing what he's calling a prophetic signs and wonders class. You didn't see that?
I saw it on your page.
Oh, you saw it, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's doing a prophetic signs and wonders class with a link online for 2 days. So me, I didn't even check. I just said, this is an old trick. So this time I said, today I'm not going to do watchman mode. Instead, I'm going to do, let me lift the hood. You see what's under the bonnet mode. So what I did is I just demonstrated how they do it. A man of his stature has quite a following around the world. Yeah. And so him and his famous son from Malawi, what they normally like to do is they like to run these quarterly prophetic classes. They've been doing this for years now. And what they basically do is they put a fee and then you attend a 2-day masterclass. So this masterclass essentially is run by sons and daughters. They never do them themselves. And they only pop in like maybe the last hour on the second day. And I think they do a bit of huff and puff and blow the house away type stuff. And then from there, you get a certificate. Now, what's interesting is they charge, like this particular one, I didn't know, but they charge £999. So roughly, that's $1,200, which they would charge for a 2-day online event to learn on how to become an operator in the prophetic and signs and wonders. And what,
Witchcraft.
Yeah, literally. It's Hogwarts School of Wizardry. But essentially, for those who don't know what Hogwarts is, that's Harry Potter. So essentially, these guys will then work on their numbers and following, because they do have a very, very good following. Anytime you talk about prophetic signs and wonders, you're going to get the gullible through and through. Many will be very, very keen to be part of that. And so, on average, a man like that particular pastor should have his page has, 2 million followers? So from 2 million, easily, even if we say 1% of 2 million, that's 20,000 people. 1%, huh? Is it? No. Yeah, 20,000 people. So let's do 0.3%. That's 600 people. So from the 600 people paying $999, pounds, okay, 1,000, that's 600,000 pounds. Right there. Easy as peasy. Easy money. Yeah. And they do that 2 days, and they've got swooning sons and daughters who run that whole class without them ever being there. And that's what basically him and his son from Malawi do. They just do that. Yeah. And that's one of many things they do. Those who go to those classes, if they see that your levels of gullibility are higher, then they will upgrade you. Not upgrade, upsell you. So they have what they call the master class of the master class. No, it's crazy, dude. I mean, it would have been ridiculously jokeful if it wasn't so painful. Yeah. So in that one, you pay maybe $2,000, and what you get to do is spend a day with a prophet. But I don't even think it's $2,000, maybe $5,000. You get to spend a day with the prophet. And then if you want, from that group, depending on the numbers, they even do another upsell. And that upsell is the one where you get to do a weekend with the prophet. at his home, wherever his home is right now. I don't even know where it is. So
and it's a full weekend.
Yes, a full weekend. So that one, you go with your wife, and you are there. Maybe it's $10,000, and I'm not exaggerating. This is real. People pay $10,000 to go and be at that level. So these are the levels. So these guys, when they're done with these events, easy $1, $2, $3 million made every quarter. And they just basically take advantage of very gullible people. So that's the level we've reached, and I feel very bad, but I understand people are under very powerful spells, because for me and you, we've just been calling them out for who they are. So I thought I should just do that as what the Lozis would call a pilambula, which is a preamble, basically.
Looking for a fight.
I know. And so these are your Barossi brothers. So I thought I should start with that opening, and then allow you, Stead, to just kind of come in and maybe start by really saying what gives you the drive. We've been accused of being deputy Jesuses and not judging. These are God's servants. How dare us be so evil? What kind of ministry is this, where your job is just busy pointing people out and messing everybody up? So maybe pick it up from there, and then just go for it, and then we'll kind of flow.
Thank you so much, Rev, and it's good to sit out here in the studio. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
and happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
So
I've got a pair of shoes and another pair.
You have a bling bling gift. Somebody,
No, a wonderful son in the Lord came and said, "Papa,
go deeper, Papa.
Here is your shoes, Papa. I am connecting to the anointing." Papa.
He didn't say, "Papa, zoom in. I need a birthday anointing."
I hate that stuff. I even told him that you and I will have a very normal relationship. I don't believe in any of that nonsense I see around, where people are bowing and kneeling. Sorry, I don't subscribe to that rubbish. Sorry to call it that. It's just rubbish. That's human worship. I don't subscribe to that. We are all brothers in Christ. Just that one is an elder, you know what I mean? Because they've been on the journey longer. So we respect and honor and revere that journey. But not that they now become some semi-God gift to the church. Anyway, go on.
I hear you totally. I was about to divert, but you asked the question, so I'll stick to what you asked.
Absolutely.
I think for me, the key thing, and I think a couple of weeks ago, you and I had a conversation on your platform regarding this issue. And one of the things I tell people is, if I look at how many people have been destroyed with most of these papas, I think for me, that's a driving force.
Yeah.
I really don't care. I'm not looking for members. I'm not looking for people to join me.
No.
When you see how many people are destroyed because of this deception that really, really happens with a lot of these, papa followers and people that, do the stuff. And people don't understand that that's a full-time industry. So they have a strategy just to be able to destroy.
Yeah.
And mess up the lives of people.
That's right.
So for me personally, I tell people my purpose is to see people fulfilled. So I will definitely stand up and fight for people when you see people that are being disturbed, people that are being destroyed in the name of religion. So a lot of people get to that place where they are messed up and their lives are messed up for life. So that really is a drive for me. That's what really drives me crazy, because I tell people, I say, look, your purpose and your life is more important than my ego.
That's right.
So you're not in a place, I'm your coach, I'm your mentor or spiritual advisor, as you would call it. But I'm not one to stand here and make my life to be the focus of your life. Each and every day you wake up, like what you said, you're worshiping me, honor and respect is excellent. I honor and respect people that have gone ahead of me.
That's right.
But when you start to worship a human being, and unfortunately sometimes you begin to worship a person who's destroying your life.
That's right.
So you are laying down your life.
Absolutely.
I always tell this story, and every time I tell this story, like, there's a level of anger I feel.
Please tell the story.
I remember one time at the mall meeting this gentleman I had known for years. And then I asked him, I said, so I'd met him in a certain church.
Correct.
And I asked him, and I said, oh, so how's church? He says, coach, you won't believe I'm not at that church. And he started explaining how that prophet in that particular church It almost destroyed his marriage.
Wow.
Almost destroyed his marriage. Thank God he had a level-headed wife who was able to resist the foolishness, the stupidity,
the literal onslaught.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you see, and every time
that's
I
so
tell
sad. And that's somebody who is a son in the church, huh?
Now,
And
let me take it further. This is a gentleman, him and his wife. Whenever this man, this fool, let me call him
he's a fool. Absolutely.
Whenever this fool called a papa wanted anything, this I remember.
These are the go-to guys.
These are the go-to guys. If Papa wants to fly out, if Papa needs anything, this gentleman
probably they were fueling his car, whatever.
That's a small gift. They would fly him out, give him beautiful, adventurous holidays, whatever he needed. Now, these are people that are laying down their lives for you, but you have the guts to turn around and want to destroy everything they have. Now, that's witchcraft.
For me, it's witchcraft. I agree with you, brother.
That's total, and that's why people
sorcery.
And when I look at people try to defend some of this foolishness, I really just can't believe it.
So now that's where I want to kind of come in for those listening today, so that you understand what's going on. Recently I went into another level of training in neuro-linguistic programming called neuro leadership and neuropsychology, and I learned about the way these people prime individuals. So when people become saved, coach, in these churches, that's what really hurts me.
Yeah.
Because why do they get saved there? But they come. It's sheep in wolves' clothing. Sorry, it's wolves in sheep's clothing. So people get saved in there, and what they do, the whole program for discipleship is actually nothing but brainwashing.
Exactly.
Literal brain
100%.
100%.
100%.
Do not argue with your father in the Lord. Touch not the anointed. God does not do anything unless he reveals it to his servants, the prophets.
Yes,
they take all this stuff out of
They
context.
disarm.
Yes, they disarm
sense
you.
of reasoning.
Absolutely. And then remember, when you're in these communities, that's why they love to lock you in a community, because humans tend to conform to whatever society they are in. It's a very natural subconscious thing we do. We don't even realize we're conforming. So when you're in that setup, you want to conform to that. And so what happens is, even where in the beginning you say, that's a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
But because you're in that circle and there are people you respect and honor, and they're all swooning after this man and woman of God, you soon pick it. You don't want to be the odd one out.
Exactly.
So if that church has got programs like where they do those things where they make you stand in front, and this is the biggest giver, this is the who, this is the whatever, this is the you kind of want to fit into that too. So you start doing the same thing, and now they talk about, no, we need to honor. Somebody actually told me they then you start like, no, you need to bring your first seed, the first fruit, first this, and then the pastor he's got a birthday, the pastor's wife has got a birthday, the pastor's mother's got a birthday.
Can you imagine?
The pastor's firstborn son has a birthday.
Can you
so
imagine?
You guys are fleeced to kingdom come. And then you know what they tell you? This is the one that's really scary. Your spiritual parents are superior to your physical parents.
I was going to talk about that.
Oh my God.
I was going to talk about that.
Oh my.
It's ridiculous.
Who does that? Who does that?
The papas.
Yeah, true. So you know what that does now in the 3 months? Remember that salvation experience is what in psychology is called a high impact event. It's a life transforming event. It's what is also known as an epiphany. Many times when we go through epiphanies of that nature, you go through something called a reset, a mind reset, because of the nature of the event. This can also include things like accidents, tragedies, anything that's very high impact. It tends to do quite a mark in the brain. So at that point, the mind opens up to whatever you're going to program at that point going forward. So a lot of these evil witches, they know that at that point I can program anything I want. So they do the program, and if they do it well, these people become literally sponges. They receive everything they're taught. So this is why later on, when they come across content like yours and mine, they have what we call cognitive dissonance, because they can't handle the facts that they've seen against what they know. So they would rather rationalize. That's why I like the word rational lies. You get it, huh? So they are lies which they are trying to ration, to make normal. So even when you tell them this is what so like yesterday, Somebody said, this is just an exaggeration. Whatever you've written here is just based on rumors. Do you have proof? I just dropped the 999 pounds. I dropped it there. Then they said, even if people pay, is that a problem? Wow. Like it does.
Exactly.
This is why we even say these guys will catch their papa red-handed, like the recent, that one I can mention, Bishop John General was caught butt naked in some daughter in the Lord's bedroom, who was a wife to someone, bolted, leaving his clothes, his phone, his car, naked, and jumped a wall fence. Now, how more embarrassing can it be?
Exactly.
The Sunday, his church was packed.
Exactly.
And to crown it, his wife. The wife stood in church and dared to accuse the woman of being the cause.
Exactly.
Isn't that a pastor?
And when I watched a clip of that foolishness, that woman justifying the insanity, the abuse of her husband.
Absolutely.
And that's a problem when some women are so desperate for marriage, they will do the most.
I don't think it's desperation instead. I tell you, I used to think it was. No, it's programming.
Yes.
They are the number one programmed.
Exactly.
Like out of all of them, she's the number one.
But don't you think, Rev, it comes from a place where you're so desperate to stay married, you allow yourself to be programmed?
You know why I refuse that?
Yeah.
Especially for these women. So we're not talking about the others who are being beaten in their stay.
Yeah.
But let's talk about even the beaten ones. You know what I discovered? One of these papas in Lusaka, there was a point at which the wife was ready to exit. Like for real, she was ready to leave.
Yeah.
And she was in the process of exiting.
Yeah.
You know what happened? They got to her. Because these papas have what we call facilitators.
Yes.
Yeah, you know why the facilitators jump in? The other word for facilitators is spiritual cover.
The middleman.
So the spiritual fathers or mothers come in the picture.
Yes.
And what they do is they say, no, this is the kingdom of God. You are destroying the way.
Exactly.
He is the servant of the Most High. Help him. Be a supporter. And there's so much pressure, eh?
Yeah.
Because sometimes the fathers to those papas call the wife.
Yeah.
And for good measure, the mothers in the spiritual fathers setup call the wife.
Yeah.
And they just school her. So you know what they school her? They tell her, Mama, this is normal.
Yeah.
Are you seeing power in your ministry? Yes. Are you seeing?
And they use things that seem reasonable just to... And the programming part you're talking about. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I said, do you see these things happen? Yes.
You've mastered these witches.
My brother, I can't even say a lot of things I know, because if I say them here, people will pass out. Cars will have accidents. Like what we're revealing is 20%. Is that bad?
Exactly. Because we have to be sensitive to how much we can say, because it's radio. And
not only that, remember you've got sons and daughters in these places, and they need to be freed, so to speak. It's like the Matrix.
Yeah.
They're in the Matrix.
Exactly.
But you can't just unplug them. First, you must
prepare them. Yes.
Because if you just unplug, you kill them.
True.
And so, back to the wives. So they're told, this is the kingdom of God. Make sure, they say, this is the work of God.
Yeah.
All these men have weaknesses. You think our husbands... So
I personally actually coached someone who was in an abusive marriage, and the papa told this woman, when she went to report the husband, the papa said, even me, sometimes I beat my wife once in a while.
Yeah.
So what's so special about
you? True.
And I'm listening to this foolishness, and I'm trying to stay sane.
Yeah.
How would you get to a place? You said programming.
Yeah.
How do you get to a place where you lose yourself? Because when that woman stood on that pulpit, now can you imagine? That's a papa's wife. I call them, that's a witch's wife.
Yes.
Standing in that platform, and the young girls in that system, so it gives the men the power to abuse their wives, because their mama would defend them.
That's right.
So a lot of these men are not responsible towards their families, because they've got the backing. Because if mama comes on, mama says, her husband who was caught butt naked,
Who left his
red-handed.
phone
Mama
and
did
car.
Mama did a shaggy on them and says it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It caught me red-handed.
Yes, but it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Can you imagine? So the women are programmed to believe that if our mama can defend, our
Then
papa will defend
will
anything,
defend,
even if
absolutely.
it costs our lives.
Yes.
That's why you see a lot of these women look lifeless.
Yeah.
Because they're in these setups and systems
And they
where
can't come out.
abuse is not just physical,
Yeah.
it's the emotional, it's how you are reduced.
And just to add to that, they
Yeah.
become so programmed. They
Yeah.
become so, and these papas are what I call ultra narcissists.
Exactly.
Because the ultra narcissist is the ultimate player.
Exactly.
In public, he portrays an absolutely different persona.
Exactly.
Which would cause even people to say, no, you're not talking about the same person.
Exactly.
That's just not possible. In other words, even when people get up and have what we call tantrums,
Yeah.
these guys will be super cool. No, don't worry.
Yeah.
They're processing, they need to vent because we just love them.
Yeah.
But behind the doors,
Yeah.
absolute evil witch.
100%
Because they will now demonstrate their true character.
Exactly.
And so they do it to the wives.
Exactly.
So you've got cases here in Lusaka where pastors have had their wives, the mama, sponsor an abortion.
Wow.
Yes. And there's one
To
case.
save face.
Yeah, no, this is even bad. There's one case where not only was the abortion sponsored, the person died.
Wow.
And you see, when that particular case came before us, no one, and hear me on radio, you guys, nobody was going to stand and testify. No one.
Crazy.
You know why? Because these papa churches, they are very good at what we call hush money. So for example, back to that Mama Imagine, her husband and the wife were together when this whole thing was blowing apart. And from that, what did we hear a couple of weeks later? Nope, they're withdrawing the case.
Yeah.
And me, I don't understand this country, because if you have all this circumstantial evidence, why don't you prosecute as a country, as a state? How does it work if there is evidence that somebody did what they did and it was wrong? Why can't they prosecute? This is why a lot of children have been getting abused and cases going nowhere.
And that's my bigger frustration, Rev, and I'm happy you say that. But also, you know what that says to people? Because these are brainwashers.
Yeah.
Guess what they're going to do? They will go and testify in church that the case was withdrawn. And they will use that same case to do a lot of damage, to destroy the lives of people.
Because
And
now
that's
it's
why
a pattern.
it's a pattern, because they know they'll get away. And I'm sure they will use some stupid stuff and say, oh, an angel visited them, they were convicted that
Of course. But you know what happens?
Yeah.
The angel comes in the form of 100 kwacha bills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, poverty is also dangerous. Not
Terrible.
everybody that feeds you cares for you.
Yeah.
Some people feed you to destroy your life.
That's right.
So be careful where you eat from.
That's right.
And this is what these papas have mastered. These
No,
churches,
they are masters at this.
they are big buyers.
Yeah.
They know, and that's why you notice every time you speak about them, you notice some foolish comments on social media saying,
Like I'm just waiting.
like that. You notice, even if you say this about my papa,
It doesn't change the fact that God is using it.
They're
You-
feeding the poor. What have you done?
And then the other one, they're like, they are moving with power. What power have you got? You are just busy on Facebook. Mungo, come back and bachabe. Just busy on Facebook. That's all you do. What Facebook ministry?
Exactly.
They will take a SMH.
And I tell people and says, we got real jobs. Come on,
No,
guys.
my brother, it's
I mean,
rough.
even if you have an assignment, you're called to be a spiritual leader. You need your children will not inherit a church.
No.
You gotta work hard.
Oh no, they're inheriting churches now.
Oh yes. Yeah,
Oh
right.
no, they are inheriting churches back.
It's
Because
transactions.
The other day, I watched a 7-year-old busy making big people fall down with a jacket, doing his thing. I said,
Can you
honestly.
imagine a whole lot of you, Ray?
Yeah, falling under like a foolish boy who probably still pees in bed. Vinangu mind. It's just that those places are full of serious people who fall, because Shut up.
Rev is taking this thing personal.
Oh, no, for real, bro. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this is what they're doing.
It's true.
So you can imagine what those little kids are growing into. I mean, if the father is a narcissist, what's that little kid going to be?
Can you imagine grooming a little tiny babe, an innocent child? Yeah. Grooming them to become a narcissist and to be able to destroy. Now, that's how dangerous this whole Papa movement is.
Absolutely.
They would do anything. Now, if they have the ability, if they have no conscience for their own families and their own children.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, do you know that these guys sacrifice their wives to be laid by their senior papas?
No, that's a standard going thing. So
now, if you can
imagine now, think about that. That's what we're saying. There's a number of people right now who have subscribed to these generals across the continent. And part of the subscription, the ultimate level where you now connect is where they must sleep with your wife. And I'm glad you raised it, because can you imagine the implication?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the implication that a gentleman, a pastor, will now have to give up their wife and do that? But that's part of the initiation.
Exactly. And it's very sad. And most of the times when people hear these things, a lot of people hear these things from a distance. We are in a circle.
We are in a circle.
We are in the circle.
We can name people.
We can name. We know. So we just don't get up. I mean, all of us have got busy lives. We can't just show up just to come and give you stories.
Yeah.
This is to tell people the truth that happens in these spaces.
That's right.
So that after you have known the truth and you still go ahead,
you are judged.
You are judged. The blood is not on us.
No.
Because when God sets people as watchmen, He gives them the responsibility to warn.
Announce, to warn.
Now, and this is one thing, I don't know. I think people go to church for entertainment. They don't grasp the biblical principles.
Yeah.
Because it says, oh, let God be the judge.
Somebody said, is watchman a minister?
You see, they show up in church, but church is not in them.
No,
they just show up
sad,
because they say, oh, you can't let God be the judge. Don't waste time discussing men.
But preach Jesus.
Preach Jesus.
But you see, this is where now, for me, I always quote one of many scriptures, but the one that's really good is Ephesians 5, where Paul himself says, have no fellowship with works of darkness, but rather expose them.
Exactly.
For by exposing them, you bring to light that which is happening in darkness, which is reprehensible. And through that bringing to light, someone may be delivered.
True.
So in other words, people are under a spell, and only people like ourselves, and they're a good number, can stand. And one of the things I've done is I realize that the Lord has given me a platform. It may not be that big, but it's decent enough. It does make a dent. Because the other day I got a phone call. It was not a bad phone call. It was a phone call just to let me know. It was almost like a prophetic word to say, Rev, they are coming for you because you are making so much noise. You have become an irritant. In these people, because they can't stand you. And the thing is, I'm standing on my platform, so I'm not going to any church. I'm just standing on the platforms God has given me. So one of the things I said is, you know what? For the remaining time, for as long as I'm going to be on this station, as often as I can, we will be discussing this because it's gotten bad. And here's the reason why I do this instead. Recently, something came to me, and I was just telling this to Bishop Tanda Mlenga. You know, he's one of our seniors. So I was telling Bishop Tanda, I was saying, you know what I fear? Let me tell you what I fear. What I fear is that soon, it's just a matter of time, there's going to be an incident, coach, where one of these papas is now going to pull off a Mackenzie. We're going to have what happened in Kenya happen here. It's just a matter of time. One of these pastors will say, no, go drink this or do that, and there will be a tragedy, there will be a death. Now, when people die, then there's that visceral reaction. So you know what's going to happen? Government will say, okay, you guys, we've listened to you enough. You are not controlling these people. We are coming in. And you know what's going to happen when government steps in, my friend? It'll be hell. So even the genuine ministers, the genuine works, which are plenty, the genuine prophets, whoever they are all going to be caught. We will all be caught up. Because now they're going to say, we don't want, so from now on, and then there'll be crazy stuff. And that means now ministry will become impossible. And then sooner or later, there'll come a Pharaoh that doesn't know Joseph. So they will now come and say, in fact, I just close all this rubbish. Close this rubbish. Let's leave just the traditional churches we know. Once a Pentecostal Valan. But you see, there are many good, genuine men and women of God serving out there, and this will cause hell.
I think when I heard you, that's very true. When I heard you, I think there's something we forgot to speak about, because sometimes people feel like when we're having conversations like this, is a generalization. But I like what you say. There's authentic ministries. There's authentic men. So last time we made it very clear, we believe in the fivefold, the prophetic ministry office. It's there. It does exist. But wherever there's an original, there's always a counterfeit. So we are not saying there are no true prophets out there.
That's
assigned prophets.
They are there.
There's prophets there that God has assigned to do the work. Many are out there. But also one of the things we said is, do you realize that people go where it glitters the most?
Unfortunately.
They will leave what is authentic, the genuine, and go cling on to what is fake. Because
you know
dramatic.
It appeals and it appeals to them. My good cousin here, he says, hey bro, please tell them it's too much rubbish. That's why I stay home. Do you know there are many people who've stopped going to church right now?
True.
Because of their experiences with these our papas in the circle.
Yeah.
There are so many injured people that are no longer going to church.
That's true.
So now, Coach, you tell me, what's the solution to this? Like, in all honesty, I know it's prophesied. The Bible has said it will happen in the end times, the falling away, blah blah blah. But is there really anything that could be really done besides this noise we make?
I like that. I like how honest you are.
Yeah, because we get cold names, you know what I mean?
I like what you say. I mean, it's not an easy one. You know, we live in a crazy world. And I feel like one of the things I've said, for me, what really keeps me grounded with my walk and my faith with God is because in life you have to make practical decisions what you want for your life. I have said I'll respect men of God, but there's no man of God I will go and respect that I lose my life and my self-respect. I made a quote on my Facebook post a couple of months ago, weeks actually. I said, I will not worship a man. The only one I worship is God.
Jesus.
It's simple and straightforward.
100%.
Because there's no one who's deputy Jesus. There's no one who's assistant Holy Spirit. There's only one God. I feel for me, the solution is really knowing God for yourself. And now I'm not saying stay home. I'm saying know God for yourself.
It's important.
It has to be a walk. You know what's the most frustrating thing for me is there's too many people that go to church but still don't know God.
That's a fact. In fact, the numbers are getting high. And you know what's scary now, Coach?
Yeah.
We live in a time where post-1993, we have a lot of people. Post-1993. So essentially you're saying people that are 31 years and below did not know Zambia before being a Christian nation.
Yeah.
So Zambian Christianity is cultural.
Exactly.
So we have a lot of Pentecostals right now, that I can tell you with guarantee conviction. There are lots of Pentecostals, pseudo-Pentecostals who are going to all these papa churches, even ordinary churches. Forget about the traditional churches.
Yeah.
They have no idea of who Jesus is. They just read him in the Bible there in front, preached. They see a picture. They think he's a white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes. And you know, you kind of like, when you walk in church, there's even this thing that when you go in church, you have to walk kind of like tiptoeing. I don't know what that is.
Mushilo. Oh. But also that's I tell people religion owes me a refund. I need a refund. Religion owes me a refund.
Please go ahead and explain why you need a refund.
I mean, church, like, and we're not perfect. Church has made us do the most ridiculous thing. Here's one of the things that I'm a coach. I do what I do. People will go to church, get stuff from your business or your shop and go and sow in a church. Simple and straightforward. Now, God says, I will bless the works of your hands. This show is Prosperity Insights. Now, people will say, oh, but why are you talking about this on Prosperity Insight? Because it's connected.
Yes, it is.
A lot of these churches and a lot of these papas are asking people to sow seeds, but they never teach people how to invest, how to do business.
No, they're not interested in that, bro.
Exactly. So they will get everything you own, but they will never teach you these critical principles on how you do it. Some Zambians will fly to go and see a papa out of a country.
Let me be very specific. Kakande in Uganda.
Exactly. And then for papa to lay hands for you to succeed, when you've used everything you're supposed to be
investing. So it's gone to this venture.
Exactly.
Now let's just take on that.
Yeah.
And I've said this many times. I have cases in Lusaka where people have had nervous breakdowns.
Yeah.
You see what has happened to this poor girl, Solochi?
Yes.
Yeah. So we've had people in the church who've had a breakdown like Solochi. And when you find out what's the issue, these people took their last seed, one of the saddest cases was their last pension. You've just been given your pension. At that time, about $50,000. Because that pension was enough to get a particular church I know to buy a plot. I won't mention where because it would be too obvious.
Yeah.
So they bought a plot in a prime place in Lusaka from this pensioner, a woman who is a widow, who brought a seed to sow in the ministry. She brought that entire pension, at least I can mention from where. She worked for Zanaco, so they gave her this as a retirement package. Took all that money to the church. The church bought a plot. She began to wait on the Lord for the harvest.
Oh my God.
That harvest, as you know very well, didn't come because
That's why I say I need a refund because I've done those moves brainlessly.
Well, is it just you, brother? So the worst part is that nothing came back, my brother. And the woman had a nervous.
I can testify. I'm in the house, Papa.
Continue, Papa.
It is me.
Yeah. And the other day I watched another Papa. That one, okay, God, please forgive me, but it's close. I actually.
You almost said that.
I'm struggling. Jesus, please forgive me. I hate this man. Okay, I know we're supposed to love people. So Jesus, forgive me for saying that word. I love him. But it's difficult love. I'm struggling. That man. So
don't worry, God is working on you.
Yeah, he's working on me. I'm a work in progress.
That's what Papa said.
Yeah, we're sure. You know what that guy does? He's on his thing. He even says, you need to bring all your, it's trending right now. You need to bring all your money to me. Yes, Papa. You need to bring whatever. Yes, Papa.
Really?
Yes, it's a trending video right now. Wow. In some prophetic service. So this man is told to go get all his money and sow it to the prophet. It is part of his breakthrough. So this is the kind of message they are preaching. They are very evil people. Because you see, there's another woman also, true story, who was also told that after the salvation thing, she was very guilty. She was a mistress. So then this particular one was a mama. She told her, no, you need a total cleansing. So take everything you have and sow it as into the ministry, and then God will restore with a clean start. So you know what this woman did? She ran a boutique. I won't mention where. Real story in Lusaka. She got all the goods in her shop, sold them. Then she got a plot which she's not the husband. She's a mistress guy.
The buyer.
The big buyer. The one that he had bought for her in a very lucrative, one of the most lucrative spots in Lusaka. She took that. She took Von Savam shop. I think Gulisa. To be honest, we're talking about almost $200,000 worth of stuff. She took all of it. Pasa Church. Real story. When the big buyer heard, and then to crown it, she even said to the big buyer, "Ati Vasira Chifukwa, the news that this is built on the foundation of sin." Now, I'm not saying that was right or wrong, but she just said that. So the man said, "Oh, so me I'm a source of sin." Ati yes. So. If it wasn't so painful, it would be a comedy. It would be a comedy if it wasn't so painful. So you know what she did? What the man did. Imagine you are a sinner. Yeah? You have this woman that is your mistress, and then she comes and gives you all these stories about the mama said you are the source of sin.
Yeah.
Munga kondorem.
The way you're asking the questions.
So you know what happened? The obvious happened. Number one, she was cut off. No more money. Number two, she was thrown out. So imagine, she had taken her plot, she had taken all her stuff from her business and given it to this church. It was so much money the church was able to now, and that plot was a prime, so they even built on it. There's a very nice church there. Then 3 months later, this woman was destitute. Nothing was working. And you know what the papa did? That's what the big buyer did. He withdrew the big cars. He withdrew her stipend. She used to get a big stipend. She was a nice side woman, you know the story. So ka stipend kanachoka. Fuel inaenda. Rent hapa nyumba inachoka na hivi. In fact, he had built that house for her, so he chased her.
Wow.
And you see what happened now? She lost her mind. She went into China. Real story.
Wow.
And of course, they never gave her back the plot. They didn't give. They just said it's part of the work God is doing in your life. And that woman is lost to this day.
And they let you struggle when you've laid down your life.
Yeah.
For them,
yes,
to live bougie lives and to really enjoy life.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a sad thing because they never tell people the truth.
No.
You know, you don't make decisions for people. People have to make decisions.
Yes. Yeah, let it be a conviction of their own from the Holy Spirit.
And I know what people will accuse us is, so you want the church not to give anything. I mean, I give to the church. I make sure I help. But it's you don't have to do it at gunpoint.
No.
You don't have to force me.
No.
I know church has got expectations, but when you manipulate people to get things, it's not right.
No, it's not. And that's why for me that today I was been saying, we need to wind the show.
Yeah.
Today I was been saying that the idea of parading givers at the front of the church is a no-no.
Yeah.
That is pure manipulation 101.
Exactly.
Because you use the power of social pressure.
Exactly.
Let giving be between the giver and God.
Exactly.
I personally support the idea of writing on an envelope because of administrative reasons.
Yeah.
How do you know who your givers are? How do you know what was received? Because the problem with not indicating is where now theft comes in.
True.
So accountability demands
Yeah.
that we know where people's money is coming from. And that's why in the US and such places, they even have a tax program to refund people who give in the church.
Yeah.
So that means a receipt and some kind of record. So
Exactly.
that for me is okay. But just to stand in front, gold giver, silver giver, I think that's absolutely wrong.
Exactly.
It's all part of the game.
Exactly. And they use it a lot.
No, it's big.
Yeah,
It's
they
big.
definitely use
No,
it.
like all the tithers go, tithers!
Yeah.
Mwenda kusogolwa na my envelope.
Yeah.
And you know, there are some churches which really just go to the next level. How much is your tithe? 2 pin, papia.
Really?
Titotere.
Clap.
How much is your tithe? So people get under so much pressure. Imagine then you say 200 kwacha.
You're thinking twice. You don't even want to give what you have. Yeah.
No.
You don't want to give it.
No. So anyway, this topic is too exhaustive. So you know you'll be coming here every 6 weeks or so. Because we need to deal with this topic. For me, it's a big deal.
Let's
so
come and discuss business.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we'll discuss business as we liberate people from the characters.
I know. and I really appreciate this because I think this is really, really key. And I think people should pay particular attention.
Yeah.
You know, and I would recommend that people should watch the show you did with some gentleman from the US on your platform.
Yes, Humphrey.
Yes, Humphrey.
Ooh.
I feel like people, when they see what you did, it will really open people's eyes.
Yes, it did.
Because anytime you want me to come and have a conversation, I'm ready because you and I have been on this battle.
Forever.
We've been insulted. We've been told all of those things, you know. and one of the things, we are not people that sit and waiting for a seed offering.
No.
We work.
Yes.
You know, you and I, when we spoke during the day, we were busy working. So we are not looking for an offering or anything else.
We don't need it.
We don't need it. You know.
That's right.
You know, I remember one time somebody met me in town and gave me money. It was strange. He says, thank you so much. I wanted to give you some money because you've blessed me so much. I was shocked because I'm used to working.
Absolutely. I don't need to manipulate people.
I don't need to manipulate. So it's strange when sometimes you get a gift. And I'm not saying a gift is not a good thing.
In fact, you need to take it. Remember, it's your harvest.
Exactly.
So don't deny the gift because
yeah.
you even block the person that's
exactly
from a blessing.
You know, so I think people need to understand the balance of the conversation. If you're teaching people sewing, you must also teach them how to go and
do business. Occupy till I come.
Occupy. How do they show up? You know, I always tell people, you say you want to get married, but you don't know where the spa is.
You know what I mean? Huh?
You sleep in an overnight 24/7. You're praying for a husband. You come for an overnight, you look like you're from digging a grave. Look for a spa. Look amazing. Look beautiful.
Yes.
Give people and I just I had this in my spirit. I'm not zooming in like a papa.
I hear you.
Give people the gift of sense when they come to church. Give people wisdom. How do you balance? How do you do business? And how do you not destroy your life for the sake of giving to the man of God so that he can live a bougie, flashy life?
Absolutely.
There has to be a balance in whatever we do, not manipulating and trying to destroy the lives of people. So I feel for me, those are the critical things we need to be addressing in the church.
Do you realize that you've just summarized? You've done the closing.
Because I didn't know when we were landing.
No, true. No, but you've done a brilliant landing. That is so true. And so let me do a 1 minute rant and give this back to Nono because when news.
This show felt like a rant, by the way.
Yeah, it did.
The whole.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? We've been ranting all along, and our viewers have been stuck like the same number. It's not even dropping. But many reactions.
Zambians love Nkana.
I know. So on this note, I just want to thank every one of you for joining us on this show. People like myself have dedicated ourselves to ensuring that even if only one person, and I know that's the story with Coach as well, even if only one person listens to this and thinks and starts to question, why would Rev Water and Coach Stead be so adamant in fighting this? Even one person can get saved, we've done a job.
True.
And that's our work here. We are here to push this across, and we're going to be coming back on another trip, on another session very soon, and we'll go even into other areas and go really deeper into the psychology of these guys. But at the same time, I think we'll also begin to talk about business and help you people to kind of break free. So on that note, back to you, Nono. Have a good one, guys online. Oh, sorry, guys online. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, Rev.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it. That's it for today's